What if I told you that your body may already be giving you secret warnings that you are insulin resistant without ever stepping into a doctor's office? For millions of seniors, insulin resistance is the hidden spark that sets off a fire of health problems. Diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver, even memory decline. But here's the shocking truth. You don't need expensive blood tests to see it. In fact, two of the earliest signs appear right on the surface of your skin. I'm Dr. Thomas, and for years I've helped older adults uncover the silent clues their bodies reveal before major disease strikes. And today, I'm going to share with you two clear, visible signs you can check at home, signs that most people ignore, but which could save you from years of suffering if caught early. These aren't rare, complicated medical mysteries. They are simple, everyday changes that you might have overlooked in the mirror. If you or someone you love is over 50, knowing these warning signs could mean the difference between staying healthy and sliding into chronic illness. Insulin resistance is often called the silent killer because it hides in plain sight. You may feel fine, maybe just a little more tired after meals, or carrying a bit of extra weight. But underneath, your cells are struggling to respond to insulin, the hormone that unlocks energy from food. When this resistance builds, the consequences ripple through nearly every system in your body. Blood sugar stays higher for longer, damaging delicate blood vessels. Over time, this sets the stage for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, strokes, and fatty liver. For the brain, it raises the risk of Alzheimer's, sometimes referred to as type 3 diabetes. For men, it can cause erectile dysfunction. For women, infertility through polycystic ovary syndrome. Even your kidneys, your eyesight, and your memory can be threatened. And yet, most people never realize what's happening until it's too late, until their doctor delivers a frightening diagnosis. Why? Because insulin resistance rarely shows up in standard checkups. A single fasting glucose test can look normal, even while the disease is silently progressing. That's why the early signs you can see on your own body are so critical. They are the red flags waving before the storm hits. Ignore them, and you risk years of chronic illness. Pay attention, and you gain the power to act early before lasting damage is done. When it comes to insulin resistance, many seniors unknowingly fall into the same traps, mistakes that allow the condition to worsen right under their noses. The first mistake is believing that normal blood work means you're safe. A fasting glucose test might come back in the healthy range, but that does not rule out insulin resistance. In reality, the problem often starts years before blood sugar rises. By the time diabetes is finally diagnosed, the damage has already spread to blood vessels, nerves, and organs. The second mistake is ignoring skin changes. Many people notice small patches of darker, velvety skin around their neck or armpits, or tiny little skin tags, but they dismiss them as cosmetic issues or just signs of aging. In truth, these are powerful signals that your body is struggling to process insulin. Treating them as harmless blemishes means losing the chance to intervene early. Another mistake is assuming fatigue, brain fog, or stubborn belly fat are simply part of getting older. While aging can play a role, these symptoms are also hallmarks of insulin resistance. Blaming them on age alone robs you of the opportunity to address the root cause. Finally, one of the most dangerous mistakes is trying to fix the problem with quick solutions, fad diets, excessive supplements, or ignoring the issue altogether. Insulin resistance doesn't disappear with gimmicks. It requires consistent, sustainable lifestyle changes backed by science. The truth is, by overlooking or misinterpreting these warning signs, countless people allow insulin resistance to progress until it transforms into chronic disease. Recognizing these mistakes and avoiding them could be the difference between decades of health or years of struggle. The good news is that insulin resistance is not a life sentence. In fact, when caught early, it can often be reversed, or at least dramatically improved through simple but consistent steps. Let's walk through the most powerful strategies. 1. Rebuild your plate. The foods you eat every day either fuel insulin resistance or fight it. Start by reducing refined carbohydrates, white bread, sugary drinks, pastries that cause sharp spikes in blood sugar. Replace them with high-fiber vegetables, legumes, and whole grains that digest slowly and steady your glucose. Add healthy fats from sources like olive oil, nuts, and avocados. And don't forget protein fish, eggs, lean meats, or plant-based options like lentils. Balanced meals help prevent the roller coaster of sugar highs and crashes that exhaust your cells. 2. Move your muscles. Exercise is like medicine for insulin resistance. You don't need hours in the gym. Even 20-30 minutes of brisk walking, light strength training, or simple bodyweight exercises can make a big difference. Why? Because active muscles act like sponges, soaking up excess glucose and lowering insulin levels naturally. Consistency matters more than intensity. Make it part of your daily rhythm. 3. Prioritize sleep and stress management. Poor sleep and chronic stress both push insulin levels higher. Aim for 7-8 hours of quality rest. Keep a steady bedtime routine and avoid late-night snacking. To manage stress, try meditation, prayer, gentle yoga, or even just deep breathing. A calm nervous system helps regulate hormones and blood sugar more effectively. 4. Watch your waistline, not just your weight. Excess belly fat is strongly linked to insulin resistance. Even a modest weight loss of 5–10% of body weight can significantly improve insulin sensitivity. Focus less on the scale and more on sustainable changes, small victories that build momentum. 5. Use your eyes as your guide. Remember those 2 warning signs, darkened skin folds and skin tags? As your insulin sensitivity improves, these marks can fade or disappear. They are not just warnings, but also progress markers, letting you know your efforts are working. Taken together, these steps empower you to shift the trajectory of your health. Instead of waiting for a diagnosis, you reclaim control, now healing your body from the inside out. But maybe you're asking yourself, why do these simple changes work so powerfully? Why can adjusting food, movement, sleep, and stress make such a dramatic difference for something as complex as insulin resistance? To truly understand the solution, we need to look beneath the surface into the science of what insulin really does inside your body. Most people think of insulin as nothing more than a blood sugar hormone. Eat carbs, insulin rises, sugar goes into cells, end of story. But the truth is far more profound. Insulin is one of the few hormones that touches every single cell in the body, from brain neurons to liver cells, from bone to muscle. It is the silent conductor of your metabolism. When your cells become resistant, the harmony breaks down. Some cells stop responding, leaving glucose trapped in the bloodstream. This is why blood sugar stays high after a simple meal, like 2 slices of bread. Over time, the excess sugar damages arteries, nerves, and vital organs. But insulin resistance doesn't just mean not enough signal. In some tissues, the opposite happens. There is too much stimulation. For example, in women with polycystic ovary syndrome, high insulin levels overstimulate the ovaries, disrupting hormone balance. In men, reduced insulin action in blood vessels means less nitric oxide, weaker circulation, and erectile dysfunction. This dual problem, too little action in some cells, too much in others, explains why insulin resistance is linked to so many diseases. Type 2 diabetes, obesity, fatty liver, infertility, heart disease, even Alzheimer's. Scientists now call it a root cause disorder, a single trunk feeding countless branches of chronic illness. And the most remarkable part? When you improve insulin sensitivity through diet, exercise, sleep, and stress control, the branches begin to wither. Blood pressure falls, liver fat melts away, memory sharpens, fertility improves. That's the power of restoring balance to one hormone with the reach of a master switch. So let's bring everything together. Insulin resistance is not just about blood sugar. It is the silent root behind countless chronic diseases that steal health and independence as we age. The tragedy is that most people never recognize it until it's too late, when diabetes, heart disease, or memory decline have already taken hold. But your body is wiser than you think. It gives you warnings: darkened, velvety skin around the neck, small skin tags under the arms. These are not cosmetic nuisances. They are red flags waving in plain sight, urging you to act before the damage runs deeper. And the solutions are within reach: a plate filled with whole foods, steady daily movement, restful sleep, and a calm mind. These are not extreme measures, but practical steps that restore your body's natural sensitivity to insulin. Even small improvements can melt away the early signs and rewrite the course of your health. I want you to remember this: insulin touches every cell in your body. By improving how your body responds to it, you're not just lowering blood sugar, you're protecting your brain, your heart, your liver, your fertility, your independence. You are choosing life over decline. If you found this message valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a spouse, or a loved one who may be overlooking these silent warnings. And if you want more science-based strategies to stay strong and independent after 50, subscribe to this channel. I'm Dr. Thomas, and together we will continue uncovering the secrets to a longer, healthier life.